have to listen.
Can you heal me?
Adanos, bless this body. Free it of its wounds and strengthen it with new life.
I never knew that.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
You don't have to tell me that.
I have vanquished the sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
Even if you can really claim responsibility for that, the great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the water mages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Corinus these days, harassing the population. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible to leave the town and return unharmed.
Will it ever change?
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Corinus is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water. However,
Yes?
you should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
Do you really believe that?
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
That's not what I heard.
What community should I join?
There are only 3 communities that have enough influence. These are the City Militia, the Monastery of the Fire Magicians, and the troop of mercenaries on the landowner's farm. The choice is yours, son. Laris can certainly assist you with this difficult decision. Talk to him about it.
Will it ever change?
I shall do that.
It was his decision, wasn't it? Don't tell me you didn't know that. That's no secret.
Tell me about the gods.
What exactly would you like to know?
Tell me about Beliar.
Beliar is the dark god of death, destruction, and all things unnatural. He is in eternal battle with Innos, but Adanos guards the balance between the two. Only a few humans follow the call of Beliar. However, he grants great strength to those who do.
I used to say that myself.
Tell me about Adanos.
Adanos is the god of the center. He is the scales of justice and guardian of the balance between Innos and Beliar. He commands the power of change. His gift is the water in all the oceans, rivers, and lakes. His priests are the water mages, just as I am a servant and priest of Adanos.
Tell me about Innos.
Very well. Innos is the first and highest god. He created the sun and the world. He commands light and fire, his gifts to humanity. He is law and justice. His priests are the magicians of fire. The paladins are his warriors.
That's no secret.
About those missing people,
Yes?
It was his decision, wasn't it?
where should I start looking for them?
Most of those people disappeared down by the harbor. That's probably where you should start your search.
He listened to the wrong people.
Tell me that isn't true.
But no, he is.
Can you teach me something about magic?
Only the chosen of Innos and the chosen of Adanos are permitted to work rune magic. But common mortals can also work magic with the help of spell scrolls. I can show you how you can channel and expand your magic powers.
That's the truth.
Like this forever. I agree with you completely.
I couldn't care less.
Wait, if you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
No big deal.
It's a bad business.
We
can only wait and see.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes,
And that's the truth.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. If I hadn't seen it,
Hey, you.
That's really
I
not
have
my
a proposition for you.
What do you want?
I want my old stall in the
say.
marketplace back. Sarah snatched it away from me, but she has had that spot long enough. I want her to give up the stall.
everybody knows.
And what's my part in this?
I will give you a letter to stick in her pocket.
no,
Then you
he
go
insisted
to
he knew
Andre
better.
and tell him that Sarah is selling weapons to
Really?
Onar.
How interesting.
She lands in prison, you pocket the bounty,
really
and
believe
I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
What's in it for me?
When I have the stall, you will get a weapon from me,
telling you
and a
anything.
damned good one.
I can't take care of everything for everybody. If I hadn't seen it with my
What will happen if I refuse to do that?
That would be truly stupid of you.
Everybody knows
Because you see, I know that you're an escaped convict.
But no,
If
he
that gets
insisted he knew
around,
better.
it could do considerable harm to your
That's not what my
situation in the
husband
city.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Everybody knows.
All right, looks like I've got no choice.
You're a clever lad.
I'm no
Here
better
is the
off
letter.
myself.
How am I supposed to foist the letter on her?
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter
Don't tell me
on
you didn't
her.
know that.
And bear in mind, I am an influential
These are
man
bad
in the
times.
city, so don't try to play me for a fool.
I've got to go.
This to anyone.
Suit yourself.
Hear ye,
How
inhabitants of Corinth.
strange.
By the
It seems to
order
me
of
that
the
I have
honorable
met
Lord
you
Hagen,
before,
the following
traveler.
decree is hereby
Well,
enacted.
That was obvious.
Great
Martial
are the
law is
mysteries
immediately
of
declared
time
in
and
all
space.
cities and regions of the
Oh,
realm.
please
All
forgive my
civilian
rudeness,
judges
son of
are to
patience.
hand over their
We
duties
have not
to the
even
royal
greeted you
paladins,
yet.
effective
Welcome,
immediately.
friend.
The Honorable Lord
Take a
Andre
seat
is
on my
commanded to
humble
punish
rugs and
every
enjoy a
crime
pipe.
or
I'm not
act of
telling you
resistance
anything new.
against the king's guards most
Who are you?
severely.
My
Every
name
inhabitant of
is
Corinth who
Abu
is guilty
Jin
of a crime
ibn
is to
Jadir
report
ibn
immediately
Omar
to Lord
Khalid
Andre.
bin Haji al-Sharidi. I am a seer and a prophet, an astrologer and a purveyor of
Nobody will
tobacco.
learn anything from me.
What kind of tobacco do you offer?
My pipes are filled with
That's really not
spicy,
my problem.
refreshing apple tobacco. Help yourself whenever you want, son of adventure.
That's really not my problem.
Do you have other tobacco as well?
Someone's
I
gotta do
offer
that.
only the very best tobacco. This apple plant
what I
is a
heard.
symphony from my homeland, the Southern Isles.
That's not what my
But of
husband
course, I'm always open to trying a different sort
Is it
of
really
tobacco. If somebody should succeed in producing a really good tobacco,
How's that done?
start with my
Nobody will learn
apple
anything
tobacco
from
as a
me.
basis, and then try combining it with
That's
another
terrible.
ingredient. This is done at an alchemist's bench, provided you know the essentials of
And
alchemy.
it's gonna get even worse.
Where can I get
Never would
apple
have thought of
tobacco?
that himself.
I shall give you 2 portions.
That's not
It
what
is up
I
to
heard.
you, in your wisdom, to do with them whatever
I'm no
you
better
want.
off myself.
If you crave more, then direct your steps
Can't keep
toward
everything to
Zuris,
yourself.
the master of potions. He produces
never
this
would have thought of
tobacco,
that himself.
and he sells it too.
Really? How interesting.
Can you make me a prophecy?
My services are yours for a modest fee. Oh, father of generosity.
Don't tell me.
How much do you want?
For a paltry
Nothing
25
surprises me
coins.
anymore.
I shall risk a glance through time for you.
Don't tell her
But
a thing.
remember, the future is always
agree with you
uncertain.
completely.
All I can do is glimpse some fragments
Now,
of
that's
time.
typical, isn't it?
Tell me about the future.
Been known
All right, seeker of knowledge. I shall now enter a
haven't seen it with
state
my own
of
eyes.
trance. Are you ready?
Nobody will learn anything.
Orcs.
He simply talks
They are
to you.
guarding an entry, an old tunnel, the Valley of
not what I
Mines. Men in shining armor.
It's a bad
A magician. Your friend is with them.
I can't take care of it.
He is waiting for you.
Nothing to
Fire!
anymore.
An attack! A
Who says things
mighty
like that?
creature. The flames
You hardly know who to
Many.
believe these days.
shall die. What is that? A
I'd have
city.
gone about it differently.
Ruins. Quarholdron in Jarkandar. He
Nothing
is
surprises me
summoned. Quarholdron in Jarkandar.
That's really not my problem.
I'm sorry. The vision is over. There's nothing more I can see.
Will it ever change?
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
take care of everything.
By the explicit order of the Honorable
Hey,
Lord
come
Hagen,
closer.
the
not what I
following
heard.
Take a
decree
break and
is
have a sip of
hereby
cool
enacted.
beer. Lord
The
Andre is
security
springing for a
measures
few
the
barrels of
protection
free
the
beer.
upper quarter will be further strengthened. The guards
I'd have
on the
gone
gates
about
are
it differently.
ordered.
Someone's got to do the work.
Will it ever change?
But that's
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, as long as the Paladins
tell
don't
us
have
anymore.
any new assignments for me, I can have myself a couple of beers here. What more could you ask?
You're working for the Paladins?
Well, yeah, I report to them on the
That's all just
situation
gossip.
in the city. At the moment, everything is quiet.
How are things with the orcs?
Anything from me.
No reason to worry. We in the city
Someone's
guard
gonna
and the Paladins have everything under
listen to the
control.
wrong
Go
people.
home and let us do our work.
Really?
We're
How
watching over the town and its citizens. Oh,
I'm no better off myself.
Would you like another beer?
That's a no.
there's nothing better than a cool
That doesn't
ale.
surprise me.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
That was obvious
You were
all
about to say
along.
something about the orcs.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's not what I heard.
The orcs are absolutely
I'm
no
no
threat
better
to
off
the city.
myself.
They're stuck in the
Honestly, I really
Valley of
don't.
Mines, and the pass is held
I'm
by
no
the
better off
Paladins.
myself.
Not even a meat bug
I
could
don't
get
believe
through
that.
there.
You listen to the wrong people.
Hear ye, inhabitants of
gonna
Corinus.
get even worse.
By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the
That was
following
obvious all
decree
along.
is hereby enacted. Martial law is
Ah, customer, what can I do for you?
of the realm.
I'm looking for a room.
Ah, you're in the right place then.
One of the Paladins told me that I could spend the night here for free.
Yes, yes. Just go up the stairs. We still have 1 or 2 beds free.
Why do the Paladins pay for everything?
I don't know what that's all about either. For one thing, I think they want to get all the poor suckers off the streets so they don't make any mischief. And for another, they want to get on the good side of the traveling traders. Now that the farmers are rebelling, we have to rely on the traders for provisions. Besides, I think they want to improve the morale in the city a bit. Lord Andre has even arranged for free beer to be given out at the Gala Square.
Who's staying here at the moment?
Almost all of them are traveling traders from the market.
Aha!
Don't even think about messing with their stuff. I don't want any trouble here.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen,
That's not
the
what I
following
heard.
decree is hereby enacted.
take care of everything for everybody.
And it's going
Innos be with you, stranger. If you're looking for a good selection for the
Someone's gotta do
traveler,
the work.
then you're in the right place. But I'm warning you, if you're planning on helping yourself without paying, I'll call the city guard.
Who says
Just a
things
moment.
Like that?
Do I look like a thief?
Bah! You won't be the first one to make off with my things today.
Someone's
Somebody
gotta do the
stole
work.
from you.
I can't prove it. The fellow was damn clever. Introduced himself as Ringaroo, if that really is his right name. He's been hanging around the marketplace the last few days. And every evening he gets plastered at the beer stand down the street. I bet the bastard is drinking my money. I only looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone.
And he works all day, too.
I could get your gold
Someone's
back
gotta
for
do the
you.
work.
Oh, and why would you do that?
Really, how interesting.
If I hadn't seen it with my
Well,
own
that
eyes-
depends. Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
And he works all day, too.
You've got the wrong man. I'm from out of town like most of the
Don't tell
merchants
this
in
to
the
anyone.
marketplace. If you want to get into the upper quarter, go talk to the resident merchants in the lower part of town.
Don't tell
I
this
want
to
part of the
anyone.
gold as a reward.
First, see if you can get my purse back.
If I hadn't seen
Then
it with
we'll
my
talk
own
about your
eyes.
reward.
These are bad times.
Why didn't you call the city guard?
The guards only respond if a thief is caught in the act. And when I noticed my purse was
Something
missing,
talks
the
to
bastard
you.
was already gone.
That's not what my husband
How much gold was in that purse?
50
Who
gold
says things
pieces.
like that?
That's quite a lot in these crappy times.
He simply talks
I'll
too
see
much.
what I can do.
Be careful. If you just knock the bastard
Everybody knows
down,
by now.
the city guard will get involved. Lately, things have been getting really
How
tough here.
interesting.
Since the paladins came to town, the guards have been cracking down on brawlers. So think of something.
I shall.
Don't tell this to anyone.
That's not what my husband thinks.
He can't keep anything to himself.
And it's gonna
Jorah
get
says you
worse.
got his money.
Damn it! I'm out of here!
That's not what my husband thinks.
Gotcha.
Hey, what do you want from me? Huh?
You stole from Jorah in broad daylight, and he even saw you do it. So I've come to tell you that you're a lousy thief, and that... And now, you tell me who you are.
I'm nothing but a poor wretch, trying to make ends meet one way or another. Well, what else can I do? I can't find a job in town.
All right, I see. Spare me your whining. You had better hand over Jorah's gold now.
Here's the dough, man! But now let me go! I'll never do it again!
I should turn you into the militia.
What else do you want? I've got nothing left. Let me go, man!
Why would I want to do that?
In the city, it's always good to know the right people and to stay on their good side. I could put in a good word for you. I can't and won't say more. The rest is up to you.
Get lost and don't show your face around here again.
Oh, you won't regret this. Thanks, man.
Declared in all cities and regions of the realm. All civilian judges are to hand over their duties to the royal paladins, effective immediately. The Honorable Lord Andre is commanded to punish every crime or act of resistance against the king's guards most severely. Every inhabitant
Listen to the wrong people.
That's not what my husband thinks.
But that's terrible.
It's a bad business.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Really? How interesting.
That's not what I heard.
Someone's gotta do the work. Honestly, I can take it myself. That's terrible. It's going to get even worse. These are bad times. Everybody knows that. That's what I've always said. And he works all day, too.
That was quite obvious.
He would have never thought of that himself.
Who said that?
It was his decision, wasn't
He simply talks too
Hey, you! Where you going? No matter what your plans are, there'll be plenty of time later. You're right in front of the Pearl of Corinus, the Red Lantern. This is the most beautiful brothel in all of Myrtana, damn it. Sailors from the most remote corners of the world dock here just to spend a few nights in the Red Lantern. And now, it's you who has the chance, nay, the honor of spending a night with Nadja, the most passionate flower of the gods. Come on in, and you're going to experience what others cannot even dream of.
That's not what my husband thinks. Works all day, too.
Are you the one who runs this place?
Go away.
I am Bromo, this is my house, and these are my girls. I like my girls. And if you like my girls too, then you'll pay for it, 50 gold pieces. And don't get the idea of making trouble here.
I can't take care of everything for everybody. That's not what I heard.
Are all your girls accounted for?
it? You don't have to tell me.
Of course they are. Or do you think I want to go to jail over something like that?
I wasn't asking about your payroll. I mean, are they all present? Or have any gone missing?
Hadn't seen
Oh yeah. Actually, one of my girls has up and left. Her name's Lucia.
someone's gotta
I reported it to the militia too, but they claim they haven't found a trace of her yet.
That was no big deal.
You don't say.
How long has Lucia been missing?
Several days. I don't know exactly how long. I assume she ran off with one of her suitors, eh? That bitch made off with part of my savings, a really valuable golden dish, eh? If I get hold of her, I'll give her what for. So how is that any business of yours, huh? Do you want to have fun or not?
Been there, done that.
That's not what my husband thinks. These are bad times. That's not what my husband thinks. And he works all day, too.
I never knew that.
Vatras sent me. He told me to come to you when I needed help.
So you've already been to see Vatras? You must have made a lasting impression on him. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't have volunteered my name. Especially not since the matter with those missing people still hasn't been resolved. Tell me what you need.
And he works all day,
Nobody will learn anything from me.
too. Don't talk.
Vatras said you could help me join a community.
Getting tired of being the underdog, are you? All right, I see your point. I can exert my influence with the mercenaries if you want to join Lee.
I agree with you completely.
And I'm sure we can find a way to get you into the monastery soon. But the easiest thing would certainly be for you to join the militia. Which community do you prefer?
Someone's got to do the
As
work.
if I didn't have enough.
These are bad times.
There's nothing you can do about it.
And it's going to get even worse.
He should have known.
I don't believe that.
He doesn't see that. I can't help it.
He had a better shot.
The fire
Might have
magicians.
gone about it differently.
I bet Vatras didn't foresee that,
That's what I
or he
always
wouldn't have sent you to me. Joining the monastery is expensive. Those boys won't even let you in unless you pay them a tribute. And the only one who could do anything about that is Vatras himself.
Says things like that.
You had better talk to him again about this.
And it's going to get even worse.
He never would have thought
So
about
what's your
himself.
business with Vatras?
I've got this little agreement with the water mages, you see.
What kind of an agreement?
We work for them, and they see to it that our past in the penal colony doesn't get us into trouble.
You're talking about the Ring of Water?
You've heard of it?
Vatras told me about it.
You might have mentioned that right away.
There's nothing you can do about it.
About those missing people. Isn't this a case for the militia?
The militia is pretty useless if you ask me. They're never going to clear this up. The missing people have just vanished into thin air.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Tell me what you know.
The first was William, one of the fishermen here in Corinus. One day, he simply didn't return. At first, we thought that one of those sea monsters out there had eaten him in his boat for breakfast. But not too long afterwards, other people started disappearing from the town and the surroundings. Pretty random events, though. Everyone's at a loss so far. The way it looks, we'll just have to wait until we finally stumble across a clue.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
I don't believe that.
Let's wait and see what happens.
That's terrible.
Is it really true?
Tell me more about the Ring of Water.
The ring is to the water mages what the paladins are to the fire magicians. But, unlike the paladins, we operate in the background. The ring is a mighty weapon in the battle against the dangers that threaten the people of Corinus. But this only works as long as we keep the identity of all those secret who belong to the Ring of Water. So keep this to yourself.
Sure.
Exactly what I said.
That's not what my
I
husband
never knew that.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
That's fine with me. But the decision about whether you will be accepted or not lies with the water mages alone.
That's an open secret.
What did you do to impress the water mages?
I protected them for a long time when we were still living with the barrier, and they have plenty of reason to be grateful to me.
I know better off myself.
What's it like to belong to the Ring?
I won't tell her.
We are very different from the usual communities you can join here in Corinus. Once you're one of us, we're not going to ask anything of you that you are not ready to do. The only thing we truly require of you is to keep quiet. We work in secret and do not want to let outsiders know who our members are. We shall keep an eye on you. Everything else remains to be seen.
You should have known.
I see.
You don't say.
You listened to the wrong people.
Vatras gave me this ornament to bring to you. He said it is to be taken back.
Of course. It's up to me, as usual. I might have known. I'll have to walk halfway across the island to take it back to the water
Who
mages.
says things like that?
I'm not telling you anything new.
I won't tell her a thing.
I can take the ornament there for you.
Who says things
I think
like
I'd
that?
better take it there myself. But you could come with me.
Let's wait and see what
Only, I can't leave here at the moment. I need to keep an eye on the harbor.
Nobody ever asked you.
What exactly do you do here at the harbor?
I can't help
I'm doing what we all do. I fulfill the tasks the water mages give me. Some of the missing people were fishermen. They disappeared along with their boats. That's why I'm standing here, watching the harbor. Maybe something will happen yet. But you could help me. Listen, I shall give you my aquamarine ring. It signifies that the bearer belongs to the Ring of Water. If you wear my ring, the rest of us will know that you're acting on my behalf. Get someone to take over my duties so that I can take the ornament back. One of us is always keeping an eye on the marketplace, but I don't know whose turn it is. You had better go talk to all those standing around there. Once the right man sees my aquamarine ring on you, he will let you know. Tell him to see to it that somebody else takes over here at the harbor.
That's terrible.
I need your help.
And what exactly were you thinking of?
Really, how interesting.
I need some money.
Don't we all?
And it's gonna get even
Sorry,
worse.
but I have none to give you. But Lamar, the moneylender, still owes me a favor. Go to him and borrow whatever money you need. I'll take care of the rest. You'll find Lamar in the harbor district, where it borders on the lower part of town.
That's not what my husband thinks. These are big times. Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Someone's got to do the work.
And he works all day, too.
Who says things like that?
No idea. You tell me. Deal's out fair punishment.
I'm no better off myself.
His deeds were just.
The path of virtue is long and it had to happen sooner or later.
Hey, you have no business up here. Only paladins and those of us in the militia have access here.
What's up here, then?
This is the provisions store of the Royal Guard of the Paladins. I am the provisions master here, and I'm responsible for seeing to it that none of the paladin stuff goes astray, and you're not wanted here, so keep your hands to yourself or I'll chop 'em off.
Can you sell me any of the paladin stuff?
You want to buy? Let's say that if you could compensate me for the trouble that will arise from the paladin's things wandering off, then we might be able to do business.
Does that happen often? Things going astray?
As long as the provisions master says that everything is right, no.
I see. What do you have to offer?
Then pay attention.
It can't go on like this forever. Where did you pick that up, then?
I used to say that myself.
But he knew that all along. He really didn't deserve that.
That will never change.
I've my own opinion about that.
No idea. You tell me.
Some don't even know how wicked they are.
I couldn't.
Some don't even know how wicked they are.
All the crates still there?
Don't touch anything or I'll call the watch. Got it?
And there's more, believe me.
Then pay.
That's the first I've heard of it.
What with? You're a fisherman?
Now, how did you ever guess that? Can't you simply leave me alone? Don't take it personally, but I haven't been too happy lately. It's that militia.
Trouble with the militia?
Those bastards keep coming here and taking whatever they want. Last week, they made off with my entire catch. It's for a good cause, they said. I know that everybody's got to fend for himself since the farmers have stopped trading. And of course, sometimes people just go hungry. Small wonder that they're snatching the fish from right under my nose. But if they keep doing this, I won't even have enough to feed myself.
Have you talked to the paladins about this?
Are you joking? Do you really think they'd be interested if a poor devil like me has his problems with the militia?
Maybe I can help you.
I don't know. I suppose you'd have to know somebody from the militia who has connections to the Paladins. The Paladins will hardly buy the fish from me.
I shall see what I can do. Can you tell me something about the missing people?
My friend William started hanging out with a bunch of shady characters. And where did it get him? One day he simply didn't show up for work. And that's the last we saw of him.
Your buddy William has disappeared?
So he has. He's a fisherman, but a little too big for his boots, I should add. He should have stayed well away from that bunch.
When did you last see him?
Only a few days ago.
Maybe he just went out to sea to fish.
That's not very likely. His boat is still moored in the harbor.
What's he been up to?
William had some shady dealings with those crooks. I think it was all about contraband that he sold to the bastards.
What bastards would those be?
I don't know who they are or what their business is here in Corinthus. I only know the place where they met up with William. I just happened to see William there when I was fishing in the bay.
Where exactly is that meeting place?
There's a bay opposite the harbor, north of here. You can only reach it by boat or swim. There's a beach there and a small fishing camp. That's where I saw them.
He'll surface again.
I don't think so. He's been gone for too long already. I'm afraid that I'll be dragging his body from the sea at some point.
I think I've heard enough.
Spare yourself the effort. I don't believe you'll find him.
I've my own opinion about that.
And there's more, believe me.
Anything new?
If I hadn't seen it
Been
with my
there,
own
done
eyes,
that.
I can't take care of
Will it
everything for
ever
everybody.
change?
Honestly,
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy. Let's wait and see what happens.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help it.
Those are all just rumors.
Teach me something.
Bad business.
Who said that?
You've already gotten more
Hardly know who to
dexterous.
believe these days.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
Nothing surprises me anymore.
Do you really think?
I won't tell her a thing from now on. He simply talks too much.
How's business?
When the Paladins came, I first thought that it was a good business opportunity,
Honestly,
but they let Herod make their weapons, and neither Hakon nor I make even one gold piece off them. Moreover, the farmers no longer supply us with food, and all the prices have gone up. It's only a small consolation that the Paladins are paying my hotel bill.
Go away. Don't tell
What's
me
the
that.
problem with the farmers?
They refuse to deliver their goods. Now that the ships no longer come in, the city depends entirely on the supplies provided by the farmers, of course. And Onar, the largest farmer, has hired mercenaries to protect his farm from the city guards. Otherwise, they'd simply snatch the goods for themselves. But the mercenaries don't just guard Onar's farm. They come as far as the small farms outside of town to intimidate the farmers. I saw them as I was passing Akil's farm. I wouldn't like to be in his shoes now. Don't tell this to anyone.
Where will I find Akil's farm?
If you go out of the east gate here and follow the road to the right, you'll come to a stairway. It leads up to Akil's farm. But I wouldn't go there now. The mercenaries are certainly still there.
Really? How interesting.
Show me your wares.
That's what I've always said.
But that's terrible.
Everybody knows by now.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
About the thief.
Yes, how's it going? Have you caught him? And much more
Really, how
importantly,
interesting.
do you have my gold?
Really? How interesting.
He got away from me.
And what about my gold?
Really, how interesting.
Did he get away with it?
But that's
Here's the 50
terrible.
gold pieces he stole from you.
Innos be
He
praised.
can't keep anything
There is
to
still
himself.
justice in the city.
You don't say.
I want part of the gold as a reward.
If it's gold you want, then hunt down the thieves and collect the bounty from Lord Andre.
better shut
Now, I must get back to my customers.
Who says things like that?
Who says things like that?
He can't keep anything to himself.
But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame.
Hey. Fresh face. You're not from Corinus, are you? This is not a good time for travelers. Bandits everywhere, no work, and now the farmers have risen up too. What winds have blown you here?
What do you know about the Paladins?
Not much. They arrived by ship 2 weeks ago from the mainland. Since then, they have withdrawn to the upper end of town. Nobody here really knows exactly why they have come. Many are afraid of an attack by the orcs. I suppose, however, that they are here to quell the farmers' rebellion.
Is it really true?
I've got my own opinion about that.
Do you know anything about the Peasants' Rebellion?
Rumor has it that Onar, the landowner, has hired mercenaries to keep the king's troops from breathing down his neck. He was probably tired of having to throw his harvest along with his livestock at paladins and militia. All we notice of this in town is that the food prices keep rising. Onar's farm lies far to the east of here. We wouldn't know if there's any fighting going on there. And if you want to know more, ask the merchants in the marketplace. They get around the island more than I do.
I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about carpentry?
The only thing I can make out of wood is a fire.
And what about locks?
Well...
I'm sorry, but I can't use you if you know nothing about my trade. And I have no money to pay for an apprentice.
What if I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the other masters here?
All right, I shall give you my approval. But you had better get yourself the blessing of the gods first. Say, are you a man of faith?
Yes, a most humble servant, Master Thorben.
Then go to Vatras, the priest of Adanos, and have him give you his blessing. He will tell you where you can find a priest of Innos. You should get his blessing, too. Once you have received the blessing of the gods, I shall vote for you.
It can't go on like this forever. That's all just gossip.
Have you had an apprentice before?
Yes, and not too long ago.
And what happened?
His name is Elvrich. He's my nephew. I was quite pleased with him, actually, but one day he simply didn't show up for work.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Where is Elvrich now?
How would I know? He kept hanging around that filthy brothel by the harbor. I wouldn't be surprised if he's still warming the bed of some whore down there.
How long has it been since you saw him?
I guess it must be about 2 weeks.
That's all just gossip.
Have you reported that to the militia?
Of course I have. They were supposed to catch him and see to it that the lazy bones does his work. But I already regret that. He can do whatever he wants. Sooner or later he'll realize he'll get nowhere in Corinus without a decent job.
Is that so? So, you know a lot about locks.
What good is a fine chest without a fine lock? I make my own locks. That way, I can at least be sure I haven't built my chest that sturdy for nothing. A poorly made lock is easy to break, and there are plenty of thieves about in Corinus, especially lately.
Can you teach me how to pick locks?
You have paid Gritta's debt with Matteo. You seem to be a decent fellow. I shall teach you what you want to know. However, I cannot do it for free. I still have a mountain of debts, and I need the money.
How much do you charge?
200 gold pieces.
I never knew that.
Maybe later.
It was very noble of you to pay for me. I want to show you my gratitude. Here's a bottle of wine which my husband, may Innos rest his soul, brought back from the southern islands. Also, I'm going to spread the news around. At last there's somebody in town whose virtue...
Yeah, never mind.
But the human and the beast waged war upon the land of Adonis. The wrath of the gods was with them.
Lares said that you could help me get into the monastery of the fire magicians.
Is that your choice? The way of the fire?
Yes, I want to become a fire magician.
As far as I know, they gladly accept novices in their monastery. So why would you need my help?
Lares mentioned that they demand a tribute before they let anyone into the monastery.
I cannot grant you entry into the monastery myself. I am a water mage, as you know, but I am very well acquainted with Darren, the fire magician. He spends most of his time in the marketplace, collecting alms for his church. But I have heard that he is not only in town to raise some funds. He told me about a statuette that was stolen from him. It was very important to him. He will surely allow you to enter the monastery if you can get it back for him. Of course, if you should decide to join the Circle of Fire, you can still become a member of the Ring. If you prove yourself worthy, that is.
I'm asking your blessing.
Why should I give you my blessing, stranger?
I want to start an apprenticeship with one of the masters in the lower part of town.
Go with the blessing of Adonos, my son.
I'm staying out of it.
You didn't get that from me.
Someone's got to do the work.
That's an open secret.
He had better shut up.
That's what I've always said. Don't tell this to anyone.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
These are bad times.
Innos be with you, stranger. What brings you to me?
I've come to collect the bounty for a criminal. Canthar the merchant is trying to get rid of Sarah.
Sarah? The weapons merchant in the marketplace?
I was supposed to foist a letter on Sarah, which claimed that she's supplying weapons to Onar.
I see. I shall gladly pay the bounty for that bastard. He is already as good as behind bars.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. Martial law is immediately declared in all cities and regions of the realm.
What do you want? I'm not giving anything away.
I'm looking to become an apprentice.
Really? And with whom are you gonna sign up?
I want to sign up with you as an apprentice.
With me? No! I have already had the dubious pleasure once of grappling with an apprentice. That's quite enough for me. I invested several years in his education, and in the end, the poor fool up and poisoned himself. Go sign up with one of the other masters.
What will I have to do to become your apprentice?
I couldn't bear yet another dilettante on my conscience. There is a multitude of herbs out there. Used in different variations, they develop the most diverse effects. You probably don't even know half of them. Here. This is a list of the most important plants. Bring me a plant of each kind, and I might reconsider taking you in as an apprentice.
Show me your wares.
This way, nothing could exist at all.
Who says things like that?
How's it going?
How much do you want?
What do you mean, how much?
I'm the moneylender and you came to me. What could you want from me? Money, of course.
Well, lend me some money.
Sure, how much would you like? I charge 20%.
200 gold coins.
That's a lot of money. I'll see you here again tomorrow, and the money too. Understand?
It's better to watch out who you tell what. Nothing's ever gonna change that. You already know what I think.
That's what I've always said.
I'm no better off myself.
Who says things like that?
That's what it's
Can't keep
That doesn't surprise me.
I can't believe that.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
But there, where Adanos stood, was a place in which Enos and Beliar